Fret wraps. What are they? Should you get them? Do I recommend them? Well, that depends. This is more of a want than a need item for most people, right? Um, there's certainly a cool factor involved with them. They look kind of cool. There's nothing wrong, in my opinion, with buying something because it looks cool. I got no problem with that. But there's also a design purpose and functionality for these. And of the tools out there to do what they're designed to do, fret wraps do the best job. And of the fret drops, the ones that do the best job, the ones I like the most, the ones that I think are the most well thought out in design, are the ones from Gruv Gear. Now there are cheaper ones available out there that are knockoffs that you can order straight from China. Those didn't exist when I bought mine. I have no idea if they work as well. Just from a general perspective, I'm sort of opposed to cheaping out and getting knockoffs. Sometimes they're just as good, sometimes they're not. Sometimes you truly do get what you pay for. As far as I know, Groove Gear invented this particular style of fret wrap. They came up with the fret wrap itself as a solution to this problem. There are other things that are designed to do this job or that are being used to do this job. At the time, there was something at Guitar Center that was made out of rubber that it was pretty obvious it was not going to work as well. It was a little more permanently in place. These you can slide up and down your neck, and we'll talk about that in a little more detail in a moment to get them out of your way. The other ones basically, once you put them on, kind of like a capo, once it's on there, it's stuck on there. It's not going anywhere. This is not that case. These move out of the way very quickly while staying on your bass or guitar. I say bass or guitar, there's different sizes. I don't know what their size breakdown is for Groove Gear that you should get. Like large, I would assume would definitely be for the bass and not a six-string guitar. I could be wrong about that, so check out Groove Gear's sizing instructions before you buy these. I'm sorry if you're looking for an instructional video. I'm missing that from this video. I apologize. Um, how they work and what they do. Let's go into that. Well, first, top pricing. Um, 30 bucks is about normal for these for a 3-pack. That's what I paid for a 6-pack. Someone had bought, 2 packs of these and was unloading them, um, you know, open box, I guess you could call them. They were still in package, brand new. They were loading them cheap and they were just slightly more than this. Um, this particular seller is not including free shipping. Um, the reason I chose this particular one on eBay is because you could definitely see and make out the various parts of it when you zoom in. But they come in black, they come in um, camo patterns, they come in, which I think is kind of cool. They come in like a bandana pattern to look like a bandana on your head. So now your guitar or bass is wearing a bandana. Looks kind of cool. Um, I didn't go that route because that's what I wanted to go for. I didn't go for that because um, I found that killer deal for just the plain black ones. The plain black ones look great, regardless of the color of my bass. They fit in. This HD line is basically just bright colors, is why they're calling it the HD line. Also, I think the material that's used to do the actual muting on mine looks a little bit less like a sock than on these. I don't know why they're using that material. Maybe it works better. Maybe that's an improvement. Who knows? They're basically neoprene with Velcro and a pad on one side, and then a little belt loop. Let's go ahead and show that. So here's the little loop. The little neoprene tab goes through, wraps around, and you can see here, you can adjust the tension by just loosening the Velcro, pulling a little tighter, or opposite, right? And then Velcroing it closed. This is an example of the fret wrap in position doing its job. Now, what we haven't talked about here is the purpose of these things. What is it that this goofy looking thing is doing for me? Well, what it's doing is semi-muting the strings. And I say semi-muting because if it was completely muting them, then you wouldn't hear any notes at all. And what it's doing is a lot of times you'll notice you get a tone, an effect, a pedal that's very, very noisy. That any contact with a string whatsoever causes noise that sounds like a note, right? And that is as loud as the note that you're intentionally trying to play. This quiets down that extraneous noise, so you can play the notes you want to play without a lot of extraneous sounds making it sound like you don't know what the hell you're doing. So there are hand and palm muting techniques that you can use that are just as effective. Um, but maybe you need those fingers to do, to play specific notes. So at parts of the song, even though you're doing your best to mute them with palm techniques, right? Some parts of the song, you're just getting noise no matter how hard you try to eliminate. That's what this is for. This, when you can't do it with your palm or don't want to do it with your palm or finger, extra fingers, this does that for you. When it's not in use, it is pushed all the way up above the nut, up here on the headstock, right? And why that is cool and why that is an added benefit. And when you need it, you just grab it down. But why that is an added benefit, and it actually turned out to be why, even though I rarely encounter an effect or tone, or I don't use pedals, but an effect or tone that would necessitate it. It's very rare for me to run into that kind of tone. Um, or to use that kind of tone or effect. Um, why I ended up keeping on my basses anyways is this added benefit that it provides a cushion here. And I found that I was playing really, really fast songs. An example would be, I'm guessing here. I don't really remember what songs I've needed it on and banged my hand on there on. But like Ace of Spades might be an example of a really fast song that you're playing as fast as you can. And then when you go up there to play that first fret, after playing frets lower on the neck or closer to the body, you end up slamming your hand into that headstock. It doesn't really hurt, but it doesn't feel good, right? With a cushion on there, it feels great. It's like no big deal. Screw it. I'll throw my hand up there as fast as I can. Why worry about whether I bump into the headstock? Now I've got this pad protecting me. Other products that are designed to do the same job that don't do them as well. People, and it's not even a product designed for this, it's a product people use. And it totally skeeves me out every time I see it in a video. I hate looking at it. Um, and it's not just the cool factor, there's kind of a grossness factor to it. People will use their girlfriend's hair scrunchies to do this job. And just something about that just skeeves me out. There's also like more rubber bandy ish products that I've seen at Guitar Center. My I think those don't slide up and out of place. I think kind of like a capo, once you put it on there, it's on there. So that would be my complaint with those. And as you can see, there's a clear drawback to this. When it's in position, you no longer have access, at least bare minimum, to the first fret. I have found often you need to pull it down a little bit further to make it truly effective. So the hope is, when you're trying to play for the first fret, you're gonna have to have it pushed out of the way, play those notes, and then when you get down closer to the body, as you're getting ready to do that in a song, hopefully there's a pause or time within there between notes for you to pull this down into place. And I've seen people do it effectively. It's just basically another skill set you're going to need to master in order for it to work effectively. And I've seen people do it, and they just do an amazing, beautiful job with it. That said, like I said in the beginning, this is a want, not a need. If you're a professional or a studio artist, maybe this is a need. For the rest of us, it is most definitely a want, not a need. Should you run out and buy it? That's totally up to you. I'm cool with it. Even if your sole reason for wanting to buy it is the cool factor, I have no problem with that. I have bought and done a lot of things strictly for cool factor in my life. As I get older, it's less of a priority, but certainly as a kid, it was a big priority. Um, if you're going to buy them, Gruv Gear is most definitely the brand that I recommend. In no way, when I say you don't necessarily need it, I'm not knocking the product. This is a nice product. I just don't know that the purpose that they serve is something that everyone needs. So that's what I'm trying to get at. Nothing wrong with the product. In fact, like the product considerably for what it is and for what it does. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. All three help us considerably.